Well, this market cycle just sucks so far. I think we can all agree with that. Shib hasn't set a new all time high yet. Altcoins once again bleeding to BTC. Again, another event in the market that has just caused this sea of uncertainty. And uncertainty has been the biggest problem. I think we can all agree to that. There's been so much noise this cycle. It's been hard to really gain any traction. And eventually it will end. But I want to talk about just some expectations for today. Right now, it's about 6:25 a.m. Central Standard Time. U.S. money has not woken up yet. And there could definitely be quite a bit of volatility as the day progresses. So, if you guys haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. It's been growing like crazy, and it's all because of you guys. Now, we did invalidate that inverse head and shoulders for SHIB, which is very disappointing. We are potentially building a much bigger one. But right now, with SHIB being at 40117, we actually have the reality that SHIB could come down and touch about 40109 or so. This isn't to scare people. I just want people to understand the downside. We have not seen the stock markets open yet. We don't know what U.S. money's reaction to this is going to be. Basically, everything that kicked off this drop that we've seen over the last 12 hours or so is Israel striking Iran in Tehran. That's been the big thing. We got a bunch of liquidations across the crypto market, $1.16 billion at the time of filming this video. And Iran is basically vowing to escalate this. They are saying this is declarations of war. And just as we saw some uncertainty around the time that the the Ukraine-Russia war started, we're seeing that same uncertainty right now. We've actually seen BTC dominance climb back up to the safe zone. That's what we'll call it, the place where it's very comfortable. And of course, because of that, alts have bled versus BTC. A lot of capital has flowed back into stables. And so that's unfortunately where we're at in the market right now. The market hates uncertainty. Altcoins hate uncertainty. Meme coins like SHIB hate uncertainty. And that's what we have, once again, is a lot of uncertainty, despite all that positive news that we're getting, the nice positive pivots in the market. So what we're seeing right now is, again, SHIB may be creating a bigger inverse head and shoulders, which is fine, but just know that this might not be the bottom of our drop. We have the potential to go lower still. This isn't to scare people. Just know that, there's still a lot to digest from this. We don't know how big or if the retaliation will happen, but the good news, at least as of right now, is U.S. involvement is not taking place. They've kind of, distanced themselves from this, which is a good thing. That would definitely cause more uncertainty in the market. Now, just as I talked about in my ADA video earlier today, some promising signs. Institutional money bought yesterday on both the Ethereum and BTC side. We have a new record in terms of spot ETH ETF consecutive days of accumulation. It's now at 19. So that's cool. That's an exciting sign. And frankly, what this is showing you is that, at least as of right now, institutional money is remaining unfazed to what has taken place over the last 24 hours. And it's more so retail that's being reactionary. Now, ETH has fallen back within structure, back within that 200-day compression zone in both the EMA and the SMA. So that, of course, drug SHIB down with it. Never a fun thing. But what I will say is that yesterday, from a fundamental level for SHIB, was the exact opposite of what we're seeing in the market. We actually had a whale addition day. They actually bought 250 billion SHIB. So that's a good sign. What we also saw was another new record right now in terms of Shiba Inu holders. So we're more so just getting drug around with the market and with these Ethereum LPs than anything. Now, there is something that people need to be aware of when it comes to Shiba Inu, and that is that we have huge short interest right now. All right. Open interest for Shiba Inu actually dropped by about 20%. We saw a lot of people close longs yesterday. We actually only saw about $735,000 worth of liquidations take place out of this $130 million in open interest. So a lot of people that were on the long side got a little nervous, closed their positions, and the shorts basically kept theirs. There were some new short positions opened up, and that's what we're kind of fighting against right now. Now, the silver lining to that, I guess, is, if things get resolved quickly, which I don't think they're going to be resolved quickly, but, the market could bounce back very quickly. You could see some liquidations back to the upside. A lot of times for Shiba Inu and many others, we've had these wicks of uncertainty. What tends to happen is we tend to shoot back up very, very quickly. Just take a look back at the liquidation event on February 3rd. Take a look back here on August 5th of 2024. Take a look back here July 5th of 2024. And I think back here, April 13th, that's when we had a lot of that uncertainty abroad. So we've had events like this before where it's been quick wicks back to the upside. Not saying that has to happen for sure, but we have seen basically these turn into buying events for the market where it's caused a little bit of rebound. But again, some things have changed. Gold has climbed. Oil price per barrel climbing. It's just, it sucks. It sucks, guys. It is what it is, unfortunately. We have stomached these things before. We're unfortunately going to have to stomach it again. And I'm ready for the market to just rally. I'm ready to see some better prices and some of those prices that we've talked about. But, the big theme for this cycle has been waiting. Getting rich is not easy, guys. It takes a long time, takes a lot of perseverance, a lot of resilience. And right now we're definitely being tested. Just a couple things here. We have flipped bearish on the daily stochastic RSI. We're looks like headed down towards the oversold range. Once again, you can get down to these points where it's more of a tempered drop where you kind of flatten out before you get to those ranges. So I'd love to see Shib kind of do that and again build that right shoulder here. On the weekly, Shib is about halfway down currently. So again, that could be like we saw back here in basically April of 2024, we were about halfway down and Shib kind of flattened out around those zones before we got to the oversold range. So those are just a couple things to watch for. Just be prepared. Today is definitely going to be a day of volatility, and we'll just have to watch and wait and see how the market reacts. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.